Hey there, it's Gina Ruby, certified health coach and life strategist, and welcome to my little beach kitchen. We're going to have some fun in here in a few minutes, and welcome to day number 15 on our challenge. Oh my gosh, we're halfway through it, and I hope you are learning some amazing things to apply to your life. Thank you, Armand, for talking about smiling the other day. We can be so generous with our smiles and giving those little gifts to people on a daily basis. And then, of course, Vanessa really giving us clarity on how to attract what we want in our lives with our actions, our attitude, our thoughts, and really weeding out what we don't want. And today I want to kind of fuse healthy mind with healthy body and really help us to continue on creating the best versions of ourselves. So I'm going to talk about sugar, the good, bad, and the ugly of sugar. Not all sugar is good. Not all sugar is bad. And so we're going to see how it kind of sneaks and creeps into our day on a daily basis, sometimes on an hourly basis, and really learn to manage the sugars that come in so that what we allow in complements our health and doesn't deplete our health. So I'm going to give you a couple quick facts because we're going to be reading labels today. Reading labels is your power. So 1 teaspoon, this is for my visual learners. I'm a visual learner, so this helps me. 1 teaspoon of sugar equals 4 grams of sugar. So when we read the labels, everything's going to be in grams, and this is going to give you a really good idea of how many teaspoons of sugar are in some of your favorite foods and beverages. Some of those numbers are really high. The daily need of sugar really is 28 grams max, which is 7 teaspoons. We did the math. 7 times 4 is 28 grams. We don't need more than 28 grams. You can certainly eat a little less, but definitely don't go over 28 grams unless I have my bodybuilders out there, my marathon runners, and sure, you can use some more sugar in your day. But I'm talking about all of those other average people that aren't running, 22 miles a day and burning up glucose. So 28 grams per day max. Remember that number, 28 grams. Now here's the doozy. The average American, however, gets 24 to 42 teaspoons of sugar a day. So we've just blown the door off the max of sugar. And that's 96 to 168 grams a day. Way too much sugar. I'm telling you, it can mess up our immune system. We get susceptible to colds and flu and allergies, besides the fact that it does a number on our insulin. And those who have insulin challenges, sugar is not a game you want to play with. So today I'm going to help you learn to manage those sugars, and throughout the course of the challenge we'll find other things to put into your day that can bring you joy and fun and not just be like a hummingbird and go from sugar to sugar to sugar. Sugar is addictive. It sends a dopamine response in our brain, and then it leaves us wanting more and more. It's never satisfied. And it kind of puts that little hormone leptin, the hormone that says, I'm full. It pushes leptin aside and just creates that frenzy of wanting more and more. So we need to be in the control seat of the sugar, not sugar controlling us. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. The brain needs a little sugar. Our muscles need a little sugar. So sugar's not the bad guy. We just need to be able to manage it rather than it just plowing us over like a ton of bricks. All right, so real quickly, I want to show you how sugar's sneaking into some of your favorite beverages. If you want to be safe and not have to worry about it, then drink my favorite, water, water, water. No color, no sugar, no bubbles, no artificial sweeteners, no calories. This is the best option. Okay, but I know you want something with flavor. So we'll stick to some of we're going to go up the scale of minimal sugars to mass quantity sugars. The green smoothie I showed you the other day, to give you an idea, an apple is 18 grams of sugar. So if we're talking 28 grams max in a day, this one apple has exceeded at least half that allowance. So the other day I only put 1/4 of an apple in here. 1/4 of 18 grams is a little over 4 grams of sugar. There's no need to put this whole apple in here. You put some yummy spinach, kale, celery, cucumber, and then sweeten it with a little bit of apple. It's perfect. Moving on up, a lot of people don't like the flavor of water. They like flavored waters. That's okay, but read labels. Many times they're loaded with sugar and they're loaded with sodium, which can accumulate fluid retention and fat. This one right here, this is 2 servings. So really, 1 serving is 12 grams of sugar. If someone thinks this is 1 serving, they're going to get 24 grams of sugar in this one, which is almost your full daily max. Fruit juices, loaded with sugar. If you want to have a fruit juice, then use your Vitamix or your NutriBullet and puree and get the pulp in there that it helps balance those mass quantities of sugar, especially in orange juice. Drinking orange juice for breakfast is one of the worst things you can do to start your day. It spikes your blood sugar. It's just basically sugar liquid. This is cranberry juice. It's 8 ounces. It has 14 grams of sugar in it. It's okay. It's better than some of the other options we're going to talk about. But remember, fruit juices are loaded with sugar, and you really, now that we know how much we ought to have and how much is in this little guy, it makes you think twice on what you're going to have for a beverage. We get to our coffees. Hello. This is where a whole lot of sugar starts sneaking in your day. And coffee drinkers don't tend to be once or twice a week drinkers. They're daily, sometimes twice or 3 times a day, because that's where they're getting their fix. And they're getting their fix because there's so much sugar in it. A 16-ounce latte has 17 grams of sugar. I'm going to show you right here. This is, so let's see. It has about this much sugar in it. So you might as well just eat some sugar cubes, right? Well, it gets worse. Mocha with whip, 16 ounces, is 35 grams of sugar. So now you've just blown your 28 grams max out of the water and beyond. 35 grams of sugar. That's crazy, and that's in one beverage. But it gets worse, people. For my, I call it liquid coffee dessert, frappuccinos, which it is liquid dessert. It's loaded with calories and fat and sugar. A frappuccino, 16-ounce frappuccino, is 60 grams of sugar. So now you're just like way over the top. The body can't process all that, and no wonder people's waistbands are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it truly does break my heart when I see people coming out of these coffee places and they're 40 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight sometimes, carrying that frappuccino with the whipped cream and the little caramel drizzled on it, and they're just piling away sugar and calories. It has nowhere to go but out. So, and I'm not saying don't ever drink them, but they're not a staple. They're dessert. And desserts are just for occasional purposes. They're not something to have on a regular basis, especially when it's loaded with sugar. Okay, here's the doozy. I don't want to show the cover of this because it's just disgusting. It's an energy drink, which there's nothing energy about. I call them de-energy drinks because they're loaded with caffeine, sugar, and they're just kind of chemical goo that gives you this artificial sense of energy, and it's just the chemicals. This is one serving, 57 grams of sugar. So this is what I'm trying to explain. There's mass quantities of sugar breaking into your day, and people drink one of these, then they'll have a Snickers bar, then they'll have, what else. But here's the doozy of all doozies. Many of you, millions of people, billions of people drink soda on a daily basis. It's no longer a treat like it was when I was a kid. A 12-ounce cup or, glass of soda or can of soda, let me look at my cheat sheet, 39 grams of sugar. 12 ounces is 39 grams of sugar. That's over 9 teaspoons of sugar. And then it gets worse because most people don't just drink 12 ounces anymore. The 20-ouncer, which I know people who drink 30 and 40 ounces a day, 20 ounces is 65 grams of sugar. That is insane. And let me tell you right now, this is, no wonder people are eating 42 teaspoons of sugar in a day. This is 42 teaspoons of sugar. All these little cubes. This is what we're supposed to get max, and this is what the average American consumes. So I'm going to do an extreme close-up. Woo! No bueno! Please, this or less. This is crazy, people. The body cannot tolerate this. It can't assimilate all this, and consequently, it is a contributor to a lot of preventive diseases. So real quickly, I'm going to just show you some other common foods. Peanut butter and jelly, I'm not going to lie, it's one of my favorite sandwiches. I just can't have it on a consistent basis. You put your peanut butter and your jelly in your bread, you've just maxed out your 28 grams a day of sugar. Canned fruit, obviously, these are little oranges, 18 grams of sugar. But the ironic thing is, it's in chili. 4 grams of sugar in chili. Why? I don't know. except it's addictive and people eat more. Canned tomatoes, 2 grams of sugar. Sugar doesn't need to be in this. And then, you know, here we go, pastaroni, 2 grams of sugar. So you add up 2 grams here, 4 grams there, you know, 8 grams from an apple because I only had 1/4 of it. And then whammo, have a Coke or a 16-ounce frappuccino. You are in hundreds of grams of sugar in a day. So my challenge to you is to read labels. Read labels. Look at your grams. Remember 28 grams. Share this content with your friends. Sugar is not their friend when it is in mass quantities like this. And we want to help you be healthier and help your immune system, help your liver, help your insulin levels by really you managing. You are the controller of what goes in here with food and beverage. So take that control. Take your power back, as Vanessa says. And we want to hear from you. So let's hear from you on how you're kind of cutting down that sugar on a daily basis if it's kind of gotten way out of control. I'm all about baby steps on decreasing it little by little. And you might have a gnarly headache, so no worries on that. That too shall pass, and you're going to feel so much better. So I'll see you next time. Thank you.